Hey guys, Greg here. I want to do an analysis on Avalanche because Avalanche, in my opinion, is one of the probably one of the most bullish coins out there right now, along with possibly Luna, Near Protocol, Avalanche. Those coins seem to be performing a lot better than other coins. I also like to say this too, guys. Man, those guys watching this in the group, the Logical Crypto group, and you came from the Q4 or the Q1. I'm gonna say this: if you guys are still around, there's like a really good chance you're still gonna make it to just to go through all this nonsense and this bearish cycle in this market, and you're still here. More than likely, you're gonna be around for the next bull run, and you're gonna be able to go on massive runs like this, like what's gonna happen with Avalanche. I'm gonna show you here in just a second where you're gonna have some awesome opportunities to have Avalanche possibly go up to $200, $300 plus, maybe even more from where it is now. I'm not saying buy it now. I'm just saying that's potential with Avalanche. But with Elliott Waves, I wanted to go over my count. I know it's a little bit messy on here right now, but Avalanche has done a massive run from 86 cents all the way up to 148, which is 17,000%. And my count, just to briefly go over that, I'm calling this cycle one because of the move that it made, and this is cycle two, and the correction that it did here. It did a pretty massive correction of 83%. So that'd be cycle one, cycle two. So it's in cycle three, which would be the wave three. And I believe with my count is it completed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for primary wave one, and now it's working either two is ended there or it's coming down for another two. We just don't know yet. If it's already in it, possibly, which there's a chance that it's not, I'll show you just a second. Either way, if you can get that on a dip, Phantom will be going into, this will be a primary, primary wave three of a three. And you're looking at that's a very bullish move. You can be going into a three of a three, extremely bullish move. So where do we want to be? You want to be picking up Avalanche and riding that wave up for massive moves. I'm not going to estimate how far that's going to go. My estimate right now is well above $200 and maybe even 400 plus and even higher on a move like that. Now, the only issue there is with Phantom is, from what I can suspect, it does seem like it has inflation issues of 30+%, maybe even as high as 50%. So if that is the case with Phantom, this target could go down quite a bit. So you want to be aware of that. Even though it's going to go into a third wave, if it does have massive inflation issues, your typical run on Avalanche, say it goes to 1.618 on a third wave, that could come down substantially and not go up if it does have those inflation issues. So you want to keep that in the back of your mind when it comes to Avalanche. I don't know what the numbers are. It seems to me very difficult to find what those numbers could be. If it was lower, below 20% inflation, that would be a lot better for this pump. If it's as high as 50%, that could definitely cause some issues depending on how long this correction takes and their emissions. I know supposedly Avalanche is burning some coins, but from what I understand, it's not really that much to make much of a difference to combat the inflation that's going on. So that's my long-term outlook on Avalanche. This is a 3-day chart, and let's dig in right here to see what's going on with Avalanche. I'm going to go first down to a 12-hour chart and check it out. So here's its cycle wave one, cycle wave two. It did a 5-wave move up. That would be primary one. This is a lower degree, and it's possibly either the two is here. It might not be there. Now, the reason why it's different is you see this correction here. This correction doesn't match up with this correction in here. So that's why I have a lower degree on Elliott Waves for that. So that's the reason. This correction doesn't match up. So up here, when it completes this will be a massive correction. And this is already into that portion of that cycle right there. So you want to be aware of that too. You want to be aware of potential downsides when you're going to invest in this coin. So in the primary wave one came down in ABC. That could have been a bottom. Phantom is putting off a bullish count. I have this as a beginning diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can check that, nice on the RSI. It swung down in an ABC wave to do 2, and a possibility of it swinging up, going up, and completing this impulse, going well over $100. Now that's going to depend on BTC. It's going to depend on the rest of the markets, what's going on. I'm watching it right now. The bearish count is that it goes bearish and it's swinging down in a W, comes up for an X. How high that goes, I have no idea, and then swings down for a Y. So this count could be completely off. This could have been a corrective move up of some sorts, came down in a W, X, and here's another Y. Or this could be bullish, came down for a WX. So you want to keep both of these bullish counts and bearish counts in the back of your mind when you're looking at a coin like this. So it does look good. That does follow the rules. Comes down, swung down for an ABC. Nice. And it could swing up in a bullish move. And if BTC goes up to, say, near 50K, then it could make a nice move up here into this area. That is a possibility. I'm not going. Me personally, you want to know what I'm going to do? I would not. I would wait to go long on this coin personally, and I would be waiting for a a nice correction right here. I know this whole sequence played out, and I would enter in over here, because it's right at $90 right now. It goes up on this move, and it'll come down, and then you can enter in right here, go ahead long after you know it's done a nice impulse 5-wave sequence, and then you can enter in here and go long on the coin. And by that time, BTC may have pumped up into the 60-day cycle and came down into the low on the 60-day cycle, something like that, and then you can pick the coin up. So that's just an idea. With Avalanche that I'm looking at. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying these are probable counts. So let's go a little bit deeper into Avalanche and take a look at it. So it does look like it's trying to make a 5-wave move and a correction off of there, just with the divergence. So that's good. I like seeing that on the 4-hour chart. It moved up, probably pushed up into a 5-wave. So you can say 1, 2. Third wave would be here, right here, came down and maybe made that 5th wave. So I would have liked to see that go a little bit higher. That's weakness, but you do have the divergence, so you can't call that a 5-wave move. Okay, and it's coming down in ABC. How low that will go, I have no idea. It could dump down here. It might be a shallow correction. If BTC is going up, continues to go up, it might just be a shallow correction to say $80. I still won't be a buyer of $80 of Avalanche. So I want to see it play out. If this is a W, ABC, this would be your W. And then this turns into an X wave and it goes bearish. It could pop up, who knows how high, up to here. And then it could swing back down in a 3-wave move and take out those lows. These are the areas you want to pay attention to on Avalanche. $66, if it busts that low, it will go bearish. And then the next area, it does seem to be holding on very well. It's similar to Solana a little bit. Solana, I think, is not quite as bullish as Avalanche, but similar to that. It has a low here of 52, a low here of 64, and then it has a higher low here at 65. So those are important areas to pay attention to on Avalanche. Just looking at the RSI again, this could be your nice, you have a little bit of divergence there for your 3rd wave, and swinging up into a 5th wave broke that. So I'm confident of this, saying that's a beginning diagonal. So that's just basically a compressed 5-wave move where they all overlap and it goes into a beginning diagonal, which is a motive move. And then this corrective move looks good. And then everything here looks good on Avalanche, guys. So far, so good. Just keep in the back of your mind that if you do go into this coin, I think the price is a little too high right now, in my opinion, based on the conditions, but you could get lucky and ride this thing up to well over $100, maybe even $120 up there, depending on what's going to happen. At that point, it could swing back down low. You want to keep the bearish count in the back of your mind. All right, guys, that's the end of my short analysis of Avalanche. I am very bullish long-term on Avalanche. Just want to reiterate, be aware of the possible excess inflation on Avalanche, whether it's 20%, 30%, or 50%. Once it gets well above 20%, in my opinion, that becomes a concern. If it's at 50%, that definitely would be a concern. So there's a lot of, I think, information out there and also misinformation on the coin. And I recently watched a YouTube video of Invest Answers, which you guys know he did an inflation check, and then the supply mysteriously disappeared from CoinMarketCap on this coin, I guess like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I found that a little bit interesting too. I think that, in my opinion, there's probably some investors that are wanting to see this coin pump or getting ready for a pump. So that would be good news too. So if they're going to be doing that, you could ride that pump up with Avalanche. Just be careful and keep the bearish count in the back of your mind. All right, guys, thanks for watching my video. Peace.